Quickly move on to Rotimi then. What's your own analysis of that game?
I think it was a fair game. Yes, a lot of Nigerians were okay with the result, but I mean, we lost. It was a good loss.
They weren't just okay; they were celebrating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We lost. It was a good loss because it actually ended as a second round spot for the first time in 16 years. And you want to say that's a good pat in the back for the coaching crew and the players. But on the field of play, just as is mentioned earlier, it wasn't something really convincing. Mikel Obi, who is dubbed as our best player, was anonymous in that game. Throughout that game. Thank God for the Ogenian Nazis who actually raised their game in the second half. I mean, she mentioned Messi going off the field, and then we actually came on, to display what we actually had in our arsenal. And that's what we saw on the night. From the defense, Omero and Yobo, yes, covered themselves in glory to an extent. But if you give so much respect to an Argentine players, you had a Di Maria, a Lavezzi, a Kun Aguero, a Lionel Messi. Yes, that's enough to make you jittery. But if you have players that we can go on and do this, it's just football. I mean, we have a lot of coaches that do what you call a classroom style of coaching. They tell you, they write it down. This is Messi. This is the formula of you tracking him and getting him not to play football. In the game again between Holland and Spain, we saw all the Spanish players were outplayed by the likes of Danny Blind, Depay. Who are these guys? From Dutch.
But Rotimi, we have had some celebrated players as well.
Yeah.
Have any teams played us who have been in awe of our celebrated players?
Probably when we had a JJ Okocha, for instance. A Kanu Wankwo.
Were they in awe of them? Obviously, because this was kind of obvious.
For a JJ Okocha, yes, I mean, if you're playing a player that has won the Ballon d'Or for about 4 or 5 times, you have to be in awe. But that's where, I mean, the work of a coach, the work of a psychologist, the work of the technical crew comes in. These are players, 2 hands, 2 legs, 1 head, just as you.
Just like
Go
you.
on. This is how I want you to. We've seen pretty football. Look at the Liverpool squad, for example. Most of their players came to the World Cup. And you saw the way they were dealt with by a Costa Rican side, an Uruguayan side, even an Italian side.
Tiny Costa Rica.
Tiny Costa Rica. An Uruguayan side, an Italian side who had elders, in quotes, in their teams. Took away the likes of Story, the likes of Lance Sterling and all that. So it boils down to the scientific part. Let me just, use this word, what the coaches needed to do. Because in the game against Iran, I was asking myself, what have we been doing in training? Very simple question. I'm still looking for answers.
Okay, let me ask Nam.